We are going to be playing as many battles as is necessary for us to complete the Fairy Go Round challenge that is currently going on the PTCGO. We have to do 4000 damage to opposing Pokemon with our Fairy Pokemon. Yes, we are 1/5 of the way there. A long way to go. On to our next opponent. I am losing count here. I don't know if this is our 8th opponent or our 9th opponent. I'll have to rewatch all of this footage and count them up. So far, no loss. Our next opponent is Ryotoa with a water deck. Water is probably going to be Greninja. And I don't know how we are going to do against Greninja. Greninja is probably one of the more difficult matchups for us. Did we start off first? I'm not actually sure. I'm going to promote my Zorua. The Zoroark can hit for quite a bit of damage against Greninja. We'll bench our Xerneas and we will press down. We have a very decent hand. It definitely allows us to set up. Our opponent is going to mulligan as well, giving us an extra card. I should have paid attention if I was going to go first. It's really important right here. I might even choose not to draw an extra card so that my opponent won't end us. But no, that might give away that I have a good hand. So let's just draw into an extra card. It is a Sycamore, look at that. Fantastic. Who is going to go first? It is my opponent. My opponent is going to go first. Has got the Froakie. If we can power up our Xerneas and if we can find a Float Stone, we could knock out this Froakie before my opponent finds another Froakie. But never mind, he's going to find a Remoraid or a Froakie with that level ball. Either of the two. That would be the smart play here. Bench another Froakie, so that he has a backup Froakie to boot. Because we definitely have an opportunity to knock out this Froakie here in the active spot. We just need to hit one Max Elixir and find a DCE. And we have the cards in hand to do that. He goes for a Froakie indeed. Is he going to do anything else? Hopefully we don't see an end. And energy to the Froakie in the active spots could hit us for a bubble and paralyze us. Oh, and even a Wally. So we will see the Frogadier come out straight away in the first turn. That's actually good for us, because then we can knock out the Frogadier, and that's one less Frogadier for my opponent to work with. Ooh, Combee, this is what we needed. We needed a Combee. Combee is so good against Greninja. Let's see. We'll also bench the Hoopa. Hoopa for a Shaymin and not Aegislash. Probably just a Toad. Toad has the most hit points. Aegislash is not very useful for us. So let's get out the Shaymin. Maybe let's also get out the Aegislash and discard it with our Ultra Ball. We'll discard Aegislash as well as the Lysandre. Yeah, that's what we are going to do. So we are going to bench the Toad. We are going to discard the Lysandre and the Aegislash. Well, then we'll bench our Stadium. What can we get? We'll get maybe another Shaymin, because we are going to have the Stadium in hand to use our Shaymins. It is a bit risky here, because the Shaymins are very easy targets for my opponent. But so are the rest of my Pokemon, so Shaymin for 3 cards. Can we get a Max Elixir? No Max Elixir. We do get a Battle Compressor. Let's compress some Pokemon here. Let's compress the Hex Maniac, so we have access to the Hex Maniac. We have 3 VS Seekers to get it. And then let's also compress 1 Xerneas and probably 1 Zorua, to be honest. Now we can already hit for a knockout on this Frogadier. If we can find a Float Stone. Oh no, we cannot evolve into our Vespiquen. We cannot evolve into our Vespiquen. Maybe I should have discarded something to get back with the Buddy-Buddy Rescue. I probably should have done that. Probably should have. Actually, let's get back another Zorua and bench it. Zoroark is a great attacker right here. Could potentially one-hit KO my opponent's Pokemon. So we'll get back the Zorua and then we'll bench another Shaymin, drawing to 3 more cards. We just need the Max Elixir. That's all we need. Max Elixir and a DCE and a Float Stone. 3 cards. Can we get all 3 of them from this from the Shaymin? We do not. We do get the DCE. We also get an Ultra Ball. I'll probably discard the Remoraid and the N and get out one more Pokemon here, which is going to be the Remoraid. Discard the Remoraid with my Sycamore. Unfortunately, I'll have to discard the Stadium, but we don't really need the Sky Field against my opponent's deck. There is the Max Elixir, but no Float Stone. No Float Stone, which is huge. That is huge. That is going to give my opponent a chance here. That is going to give my opponent a chance. Oh boy, that is really, really huge. So we will have to end our turn, unfortunately. Very, very unfortunately. In the next turn we can find our Zoroark. But before we do that, I'll probably retreat the Zorua. So we'll see a water duplicate from my opponent. We need to find some VS Seekers ASAP for the Hex Maniacs. Oh, an N. Yes, we might get the Float Stone from the N. Hopefully my opponent got lots of Frogadiers in his hand so that the water duplicates cannot work very well. Why did he do that? He should not have done that. Well, he had it in his hand. Yeah, I should have done that then. And a water duplicates for 2 Frogadiers or 1 Frogadier. 1 Frogadier, 2 Frogadiers. That is fantastic for my opponent. That is really good for my opponent. Battle Compressor. Let's see. I think I might just attack with my Zoroark. Attach a DC here. And then discard my hand. Let's put the Muscle Band on the Xerneas. And let's compress some cards. We need to find our VS Seekers. We'll compress Dunsparce. That's not going to be useful. We'll also compress. What else are we going to compress? There's nothing else I really want to compress. I want to keep the Xerneas in my deck. At least one. At least one. Yeah, let's just compress the Dunsparce for now, and then let's discard our entire hand. I might as well bench the Druddigon for some more attack damage. Can we find the Zoroark? Oh, just barely. We drew into a ton of energies right there. Just barely. Okay, so here's the Zoroark, and we are left with another very bad hand. We need to find the VS Seekers. I keep saying it, but it is so important. 2 energies in a discard pile. I could try to hit another energy, but my opponent might knock out the Combee in the next turn. So we'll just hit for the Mind Jack for 100 damage. Take the first prize of the game. What's it gonna be? It is another Zoroark. Alright, that's good. So we can evolve our Zorua. That way it's not an easy target. Can my opponents find a Wally? To Wally into a Greninja. Or possibly just a Greninja and then Wally into the break. That would be ideal for my opponent. Benches another Froakie, which is good. So we can knock out this Frogadier. If he finds a Greninja, we cannot actually knock out the Greninja unless we retreat our Zoroark. Professor Birch. Strange choice for a draw supporter. Does flip heads, 7 cards, which is huge for my opponent. He can now find the Greninja. That is the Greninja, and he can use the Moonlight Slash to knock out our Zoroark if he finds a Muscle Band. Another Greninja hits the field. We won't see a Wally. We need to knock out this Greninja right here. It is paramount that we knock it out in our next turn. If we fail to knock it out, it's probably GG. Because then my opponent can get out the breaks, and my opponent retreats into the Froakie. Oh no. And we get another energy. Are you kidding me? Another energy. We didn't want to see another energy. Because now the break can come out and knock out our Combee. That is so unfortunate that we drew into a hand like this. So very unfortunate. What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to power up the... I don't know, we don't really have a good backup attacker. I might just have to power up the Druddigon here. Well, let's go with the Zoroark for now, and then let's try to hit our Max Elixir as well. It fails. Where are all our VS Seekers? Oh, well, Mind Check it is. And next turn is going to be an awful turn for us. An awful turn indeed. Another Max Elixir. Because my opponent can get out the breaks, can put 120 damage on the board if he finds 2 breaks. That's enough for a knockout on our Shaymin, and then he can even attack us. He just needs to find 2 energies. Muscle Band is a knockout on our Zoroark. There's an energy. Does he find some more energies? An N. Yes, we do get End. Finally. And now we can start chaining Hex Maniacs. Finally, we'll be able to do that. There are the VS Seekers. That's all we needed. The ability to chain Hex Maniacs. Now we stand a chance. The N might actually save us. Does my opponent get some energies though? Can he pull off some Water Shurikens? 1 energy in the discard pile and Frogadier and a Froakie. Oh, this is going to be so close, this match. So close. Even if we lose, as long as we get in some damage with our Xerneas, I will be happy. We even get the Float Stone to retreat into the Xerneas, which is fantastic. If we don't get knocked out, but I think we will. I think we will get knocked out. And then we will reply for the knockout on the Greninja BREAK. Hex Maniac, so that our Xerneas will stay alive for the turn after that. Oh, it actually goes for the Shadow Stitching. I was not expecting that. Why did he go for the Shadow Stitching? We don't really use any abilities here. So we will retreat into our Xerneas. We'll power up possibly the Druddigon. I wish I had bench space for the Xerneas now. Yeah, let's power up the Druddigon. Spread out our energies a little bit. And we will hit for the Rainbow Force for a knockout. Oh no, my Hex Maniac! My Hex Maniac! I forgot my Hex Maniac! No! I forgot my Hex Maniac. Please, no. Don't find any energies to knock us out. I forgot my Hex Maniac. I cannot believe it. That was... oh boy, that was terrible. That was a terrible mistake. I was so eager to knock out that Greninja BREAK. That was a terrible mistake. Froakie... oh no, now he can knock out our Xerneas if he finds a Greninja BREAK. Please be stuck with a bad hand. Ace Trainer, no. Oh boy. This is bad, this is so bad. We get a VS Seeker, so we can Hex Maniac, but it's not going to be enough, I think. Super Rod once more is going to shuffle back the Greninja BREAK. Can he find the energy that he needs? Can he find the Greninja BREAK? If not, we buy ourselves a turn, but that was terrible. That was... oh, my heart is pounding. We actually have a chance at winning this game, and I might have messed it up by not going for the Hex Maniac. However, it looks like my opponent does not have the BREAK in hand. Which is ridiculous, since he might still have 4 dive balls in his deck. He's going to try to paralyze us with a bubble. It is a heads on the bubble. We can stand in and retreat, however. So the bubble doesn't do anything against us right now. We will do that. We will stand in. And then, will we retreat? I think I won't. I'll just attack with my Zoroark. And I will not forget to go with the Hex Maniac right now. There's no way I'm going to forget it right now. So we'll do that. We'll try to hit the Max Elixir one more time. Thin out our deck some more. Put this onto probably the Combee. No, let's put it on the Druddigon. We have the DCE for the Combee. I'm so amazed that Combee is still alive. That Combee should not be alive. And a knockout on the Froakie for another prize. We get a Buddy-Buddy Rescue. If my opponent knocks out the Zoroark, so be it. We will reply with a knockout with our Xerneas. Another N comes down. So we will get our VS Seeker back into our hand, I think. Yes, there it is. And we get the Vespiquen for our Combee. I think this is GG. There is no way my opponent can come back from this at this point. We are down to 2 prizes. We have our Xerneas ready to attack. We have our Vespiquen, which can come out at any point with the DCE, knock out my opponent's Greninja. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 70. Actually, we need 2 more Pokemon in the discard pile. And there he goes. He puts 2 more Pokemon in our discard pile with his Greninja. Takes a prize. But it won't matter. It won't matter one bit. We will take the game against the Greninja BREAK. Amazing. Let's go for the Hex Maniac. Wow, this is fantastic. And let's hit for the Rainbow Force for a knockout for a ton of damage, 210 damage. Hopefully we can close out this game with another Rainbow Force. Hopefully my opponent doesn't concede. There is our last Seeker for another Hex Maniac. Or just for a Sycamore to find a DCE for our Vespiquen. 1 prize to 5 prizes for Greninja BREAK. If you had said this to me at the start of the game, I would have not believed you. I would have said, you're a mad person. Greninja BREAK can destroy this deck that we are playing. But it didn't. It didn't after all, despite my huge misplay. And no, my opponent concedes, so no more damage for us. But what an amazing match this was. And there we go, some more damage to our challenge. This is actually going to be like a 10-part video. Not kidding, this is going to be a 10-part video or something like that. This must be our 9th or our 10th battle already. And let's see if we can find ourselves another opponent. Teeny_16 is going to be our opponent. Our next opponent with a Lightning, Psychic and a colorless deck. Are we going to be facing our first loss with Xerneas? We might very well if this is Night March.
Karp, 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 Karp.